On the sixth day of Fitmas, my coach gave to me a day of strides. Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Do Our Things podcast. We've been doing the 12 days of Fitmas, where I've given you guys like just a little overview of the workouts. But this morning it's Monday, so we're going to do that part, and then we're going to hop into our regularly scheduled episode. We got Angie in the house. Good morning, Angie. How you doing?
Hey, good morning, good morning. Happy to
Welcome
be back.
back. It's been a minute.
Thank you. I know I did not have a voice last week, so that is why I was not here because it's really hard to do a podcast when you don't have a voice.
Last Monday, we've had some rough Monday mornings, but with you, like
Yeah.
you called me that morning, like, yeah, you're like, I was like, you completely lost your voice, and then I lost my voice because my camera gear wasn't working or my microphone stuff wasn't
Yeah.
working. I'm like, okay, the resistance is too tough today. We're gonna come back, and yeah, we picked up on
Try it again.
Tuesday.
Yeah.
But welcome back. It's good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you too. Good to see you too.
Well, let's
And if
kick
you
it off with this fitness overview, and then we'll get
okay,
into today's show. So, for those
yeah, let's
fitness
do it.
folks, all right, today the challenge today is a 20-minute run with strides, and I want to introduce people to strides. As a running coach, strides are incredibly important, and they're often overlooked. Strides are not just any run. Okay, they have a specific purpose, and this is why we incorporate them. They're designed to boost your speed and running efficiency, and they're also designed to kind of like massage your nervous system, like just remind you that hey, you can run faster. I
Mm-hmm.
typically incorporate these when I with my running coaching plans, usually the day before your quality sessions,
Mm,
as a reminder that hey, we don't just run one speed all the time. That's a big challenge that many runners have. It's like this. We get into this default groove of
yeah.
same speed, same cadence, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
The strides break that up, and they're really simple. All right, so what you're going to do, you're going to run your 20 minutes at your easy pace. Easy pace is a very slow pace. On a scale of 1 to 10, it's a 4. You can have a full conversation. But coach, I'm not feel like I'm getting anything. You're getting a lot out of this.
Mm-hmm.
We'll have another conversation. As a running coach, I feel like I'm telling my runners to slow down more than I am to speed up. But that's a conversation for another day.
Yes, yes.
Today, your requirement is to run slow, easy. I want you to enjoy it. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I want you to maintain that conversation pace. And then during your run, I would recommend, I like it like in the halfway point, once you've warmed up for at least 10 minutes, just 5 sets of quick, easy strides. And what a stride is about 20 seconds. You're basically going to speed up. It's not a sprint, but you're going to speed up to what you'd run maybe anywhere between like a 1 mile run pace to 5K pace, like a hard effort, like an 8 out of 10. And you're just going to accelerate up to that. And then you're going to back down in your easy pace, and you're going to wait 60 seconds, and you're going to do that again. And you're going to do that 5 times. And that it's supposed to improve your speed and running economy, just reminding your mind that hey, you know what, I can run more than one speed. And it's going to bring up some blood to your working muscles. It's going to wake up your legs. It's going to prepare your mind for the run ahead, which is tomorrow's run. And I know it seems like it's way far off, but that's typically why we do this.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to help you strengthen those fast twitch fiber muscles. It's going to improve your running form. And once again, it wakes up your nervous system. So it's one of those things. It's kind of like easy to do, easy not to do, but it has tremendous, doesn't feel like it has a lot of like value, but it has incredible value. So
It does, yeah.
just do it.
Just do it. Just do it.
them
Listen.
often. Yeah.
Listen to your running coach. Your running coach knows best.
Absolutely. So, and then just share your experience with your strides. You know, what did you feel? How did you feel about them? So it's a simple running drill, and that's what you're going to do today. And if you want to scale this up and make this suck even worse, just add it to your normal running routine, add length, or add distance to it. If 20 is not enough for you, you know, do a 60-minute run and then add the strides. No big deal. Or, you know, whatever. Scale. The Fitmas is designed to be scalable to you. It's just, this is what's in your advent calendar for today. That's it. Tag us, use the 12 days of Fitmas DHT, and that's day 6. Hey, good morning, Carrie. How you doing? Angie, any thoughts or anything you want to add to that one?
No, just listen to Jay. Listen to your running coach. Slow down You'll feel the progress. Don't worry.
Absolutely. You want to run fast, you got to run slow.
That's right.
So there's a method to the madness. So
There is. Yeah.
enjoy.
Yes.
All right. So that's the Fitmas aspect. So the rest of the podcast today, we want to jump into winter running tips, because right now it's dark outside. It's cold outside. I had a running meetup this morning, last Saturday, with my good running friend who, we train together. He's like, man, the winter months, like, I noticed that I don't run as much because the winter. So there's a mindset component where it's a harder time of year to run. And we want to share with you 5 tips that will help you just keep motivated, maybe dress appropriately, and just be in the groove for the winter running season. What do you think about winter running there, Angie?
Okay, so this is what I think of. I remember a few years ago, you met Eric and I downtown at the park to run at like 5 o'clock in the morning in the dead of winter, and it was freezing. And you were like, so, hey, this was so funny because you were excited to go run. And I was like, I hate running in the winter. And you're like, well, why? And I'm like, because I'm so cold. And you're like, just learn how to dress. Like, and I was like, no, it's still going to suck. It's going to be horrible. And since then I've learned how to dress, and I love running in the cold. So yeah, you're right. That's what I think about. So you gotta learn, you have to learn how to do it appropriately and to make it comfortable for you, and then you'll be just fine.
You gotta, well, it's on your shirt. You gotta embrace the suck, right? You just gotta,
right.
Like, I think that's a lot of it. It's just like you have this mental like block with it. Like, man, it's dark outside.
Yeah.
It's dreary. It's cold. And then you just talk. Like running is 90% mindset, 50% physical. And if you go in with that attitude, like, well, of course it's going to suck. The whole thing is going to suck start to finish, right?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. So it only sucked just until I wore it. And it doesn't even suck. So I'm like, I know I'm going to warm up like within the first half mile. I mean, geez, it's fine. And then it makes it fun, knowing how to dress, take those winter running tips and dress for the winter makes it so much better.
That's always the hardest part, is lacing up, getting out the door.
Yeah.
Just that first mile, right? Getting into the groove of things. Like, and once you're in the groove though, like once you warm up, like, man, it's awesome. Like, you just, yeah.
Well, and even so, I found that I like running in the snow. Like, I love running when it's snowing. Normally, most people are not going to be out running in the snow. So there you go. But 2, it's just so peaceful and beautiful. And it's just like I'm out there and the snow's coming down and no one's out, usually. And it's just, I don't know, there's something about it. It just feels so good and so rewarding to be out there doing something super hard most people aren't doing. And it's just peaceful. And it speaks to my soul, man.
There was one, so Lacey and I, we were doing 75 hard a couple, was it last winter or the winter before? We were up in Excelsior Springs, Missouri, and it was it was during that winter, like it was like -10 outside. Like it was like a deep freeze, and we had to get our workouts in.
Yeah.
So we bundled up, we had our crampons on, and we were like walking, like kind of jogging, shuffling, getting our 45-minute run in. And these people drove up to us and they're asking us if we were homeless. It was so funny. But because, like, why else would anyone else be out there? We were getting our workout in. It was incredible.
Yeah.
And it was like, it was interesting. It was so hard. Like but we were bundled up and we were fine once we were moving. And it was just kind of, we were laughing at ourselves like, this is absolutely ridiculous. But if you're dressed for the conditions, like,
right,
you just got to dress appropriately. So,
yeah.
Oh, you know what? Before we get into the tip, let me do the housekeeping.
Let's do that
real quick. This episode is sponsored by Do Hard Things Nation. Do Hard Things Nation is a veteran-owned event and apparel company that promotes an active lifestyle, developing mental and physical toughness through events, running coaching, mindset coaching, in-person and virtual events, so you can dominate life. Go to dohardthingsnation.com. We offer high-quality apparel that inspires you, like this awesome shirt that says, you know what? I'm stronger than I am yesterday. Got this hat. Go do hard things. Angie's wearing
the suck.
Yeah. So we get some motivational gear. We got a bunch of events coming up. you're going to see going into 2024 a 12 days of fitness. We're going to offer regularly scheduled challenges and a bunch of things that are coming up. Super excited. So stay tuned. Go to doourthingsnation.com. Some of our events, we got Taji coming up, Taji 100, which is in February. We got a couple meetups. We're doing the Rock and Roll Nashville in April, Do Hard Things 9/11 run in September. We got the USMC marathon in October, and a whole bunch of stuff coming down the pike. So you're going to want to stay tuned to that. And that's it. That's the business end. Make sure you like and subscribe to the podcast. And just a heads up, we are transitioning. We're in a new category in the podcast. We're transitioning into running and mindset. And, it just makes sense. Angie and I are both running coaches. We've been talking about it for a long time. We were just kind of in the mindset category, but I'm like, you know what we've been doing, we've been promoting more of an active fitness lifestyle. That's the niche that we're going to kind of break into and kind of transition. So you're going to notice that the podcast going forward is going to be a lot more health conscious, running, endurance sports. It's going to be the intersection of endurance sports and mindset. And so we're promoting a running lifestyle and rucking lifestyle with a growth mindset. So that's where we're at. That's where we're headed.
I'm so excited.
It's cool. It seems like it makes a lot of sense. So that's where we're at. So
yeah.
All right. So tip number 1, how to dominate winter running: layer up smartly.
Yes.
So you want to dress in layers. Okay. And as you sweat, well, you want to typically dress. When it's cold outside. This is a hard one for people. You want to dress a little cooler than the actual temperature outside. You want to talk about that, Angie?
Yeah. So you're going to warm up, right? You're going to warm up. And so going outside, you don't want to, I'll pull up the weather app and see what it is and what it feels like. And if it feels like it's 30 degrees, I'm going to dress like it's 50 degrees. That way, as I warm up, my body can regulate to that, because you're going to warm up, right? And if you go out there and you're super bundled up, like you would dress if you were just going to be out strolling, you're going to get really, really hot, and then you're just going to be really uncomfortable, and that's just never any good. So I dress in layers. A really good thing to think about is your thermal regulation. So the human body loses heat very rapidly in cold conditions. And so, according to the Journal of Athletic Training, appropriate clothing can reduce heat loss by up to 50%. So I generally will wear a base layer, which is going to be moisture wicking for sure. And then I'll throw on a short sleeve over that, and then another long sleeve. And then so a tip that I learned from a running coach here in town is, you see people wear the arm sleeves, right? It looks like they've got like a sleeve pulled up from their wrist to their elbow. Well, that's an arm. I'll just call it an arm sleeve. There we go. Yeah, arm warmer or whatever. And so I go to the dollar store and I buy inexpensive socks and cut the toes off and then pull that up. And then that way, as I'm running and I warm up, that's the first thing I can pull off and toss in a garbage can somewhere. But also, fun tip, a lot of times what I'll do is pull that off and then use that to wipe my nose, because my nose runs when I'm cold and running in the wintertime. So instant disposable tissue right there. You can use that to wipe your nose and blow your nose into and discard of it.
I'm gross because I wipe my face. I'll just like do this whole number, and sometimes
with your sleep? No.
it's going in the wash anyway. If it's bad,
Yeah.
If I can't blow that rocket,
Yeah.
I gunk it up then. But great tip. Yeah. Use pair of socks, arm warmer. In cycling, we use arm warmers all the time. I'm surprised. Yeah. I'm really surprised. I haven't seen those in running stores yet. They have them for cyclists. So if
they're in running stores.
You want some nice ones, go to a cycling store and go grab you some, because they've got like the elastic, the neoprene. They're really nice. Or if you need something quick and disposable because you just want to chuck them, socks. Perfect.
Yeah. Well, and they do carry them in running stores, because I have a pair. I actually have a really nice set that I got up at the New York. I think it was the United Airlines half in New York City at their expo. Now I am not going to throw those away because they're very nice. But yes.
Are they thicker or are they light? Because I've seen the real light ones in running stores, but they're more for like sweat wicking.
Yeah, they are moisture wicking, but I mean, I think the thought process behind that is you're already gonna be layered up if
Yeah.
you're out in pretty cold weather, so you don't want something super thick on your arms. Correct me if I'm
That's
wrong.
interesting because I wear the cycling ones too. It's just,
Oh,
but anyway,
I don't know.
you have. I would. I'll let you borrow them sometimes. Let you look at them because they don't have the cycling ones in the running stores, and I think
Okay,
they should. But that's
okay,
just
yeah. Hey, I'm interested. I'm gonna have now you're gonna make me go to a cycling store and look at the, cycling arm sleeves.
yeah, they're cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, great tip. So moisture wicking, and the bottom line is you're gonna warm up quickly, and if you're out in the cold and you're sweating, as soon as you stop, you're going to freeze your ass off. So that's another reason you kind of want to wear layers. It's the same if you're working outside, or I mean, they talk about this in survival shows all the time. That's one of the things you got to be careful about sweating
Mhm.
when it's cold in your clothes, because as soon as you stop, that cold air is going to freeze you out. And so
Yeah.
it's all about layers.
Yeah, and one last tip on talking about layers is I have a really thin, waterproof running jacket that I like to wear in the wintertime as even as like a 4th layer because that can come off so quickly and I can tie it around my waist or stick it in my running pack. And it's just so lightweight. It's like wearing a if you've never you probably maybe you have. If you've never worn a garbage bag and you haven't felt the how warm that can make you, that's kind of the same concept here with this really thin lightweight, waterproof running jacket that I have,
Yeah.
and it gets me warm really quick, and then I shed it before I start sweating my before I start sweating profusely, and then I pull it off. I was gonna say something else. I'm like, wait, LinkedIn, and then tie it around my waist and keep on chucking.
Yeah. Well, we've got a couple of things to think about. Just think
Yeah,
of 3 layers: base layer, insulation layer, and your
yeah,
outer layer. Base layer is going to be close to your body, should be something synthetic, moisture wicking. And then you've got like an insulation layer, which is something that also could be easily to remove. Then your outer layer, it's probably going to be more wind and water resistant. So think about how you can resist from the elements. And so the more, just layer up accordingly. Just remember your head is probably the most, especially my bald ass head. Uh, that's where all my heat's generated. So about
yeah.
30% of your body heat's going to come from your head. So make sure that you keep your head warm, extremities, layer up, and enjoy. And you know what? Another a key trick or
Oh
tip
yeah.
is the baklava or the neck gaiter.
Mhm. Yeah.
I don't have one handy, but I tell
Oh, I
people
do not.
like they kind of overlook those. But they can go. I love them because you can put those on your head. You can bring them down around your neck, but keeping your ears and your neck warm are incredibly good. It's a useful piece of gear that a lot of people just haven't ever worn or think about. But go grab yourself a neck gaiter and use those bad boys because they're fantastic. So
Yeah,
so
they
that's
are.
it. That's tip number one is to proper. There you go, a handkerchief. There you go. That's a good one too.
Okay, anyway,
Perfect. All right. So layer up. All right.
do it.
Tip number two, look, it's cold and dark outside. So embrace the darkness is tip number two. And you're probably going to find yourself running in the dark more often, or you're going to relegate yourself to treadmill running. I'd rather run in the dark. But you're going to want to wear reflective gear. Excuse me.
Yeah.
And you want like a headlamp or something for visibility. You want to be seen.
Mhm.
And I see this all the time, man, in my hometown. I don't know what it is. These people, like every now and then, they're obviously not cycling because they're active cyclists. They're
Mhm.
using it for transportation, but they're all wearing all dark
Yeah.
and they're on the side of the road and you can't see them. And same, I see runners do this from time to time too.
Mhm.
And they think that they can be seen, but they can't.
Right.
And especially with everyone doing everything but driving, they're engaged on social media and doing everything else. They can't see you. You're going to get hit. Um, 76% of pedestrian fatalities happen during hours of darkness.
Mm.
People get hit all the time by cars. They can't see you. Therefore, reflective gear and lights enable you not only to see but get the blinky light so the car can be like, what the hell is that? And
Yeah.
and so they can see you as well.
Yeah.
So can't underscore the importance of getting the right lighting. Now, I suck at this sometimes. I go to a group run on Tuesday and Thursday mornings. I don't always bring a light because everyone else has got a light, but I need to be better about it. But I wouldn't go. I wouldn't go on run on a road without some type of blinky light by myself.
Mhm.
Typically, um, because you got the other drivers got to be able to see you.
Yeah.
Um, but also getting yourself some reflective clothing. What else? A lot of people are like, well, what kind of light do I need? Well, you got headlamps, which are cool. You can get those at
Mhm.
Walmart, and they
Yeah.
got different lumens.
Mhm.
200 lumens, probably your bare minimum of what you would need if you're running in a neighborhood with lights. So
Mhm.
that you're not going to want to take 200 lumens out on a trail, but that'll get you through like a neighborhood. For trail running, you probably want something like 500
Mhm.
minimum. If
Mhm.
you're doing some like extreme trail with a lot of roots and rocks, you're probably going to want something like 600, 700 plus.
Mhm. Mhm.
And so there's different light levels, and people get confused on the lumens. 200 good for city,
Yeah.
500 plus for trail.
Right.
So and then they got ones for the head. They've got handheld lights. I like the waist lights. Those are
Mhm.
becoming more popular. Just the way they shoot out the beam.
Yeah.
I don't know. Any thoughts on what your recommendations are for lighting?
Yeah, so I've actually got a set of shoe lights that are like little headlamps for my feet.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, the only thing about those, I'll tell you, if you're a person that doesn't like seeing the light move, so if you stabilize the light on your head or on your chest or even on your waist, you're gonna have usually, and depending on your, how you run, but you're gonna have a pretty steady light source in front of you. When you wear the shoe lights, just think about you're going to have some bouncing lights in front of you. However,
hmm
you can see the ground really well. So that's always an option. I like the Knox Gear light running vest. That is my favorite. People can see me from a mile away. I usually joke that if you hit me at night, it's because you did it on purpose. Because
yeah,
you're going to see me from space, buddy. Because I will wear my Knox Knox gear vest, along with I've got some armband lights where that light up on the back of my arm, and I even have some for my wrist and the back of my shoes too. So I am a big advocate for wearing safety gear, reflective safety gear. And if you don't have any light up clothing and you don't want to wear lights, at least make sure just grab a doggone safety vest, guys. 20
yeah.
bucks, safety vest, throw it in your car, take it off, take it on. You don't want to wash it, don't wash it. Fine, leave it in your car. Just at least throw a safety vest on or safety belt, because it always scares me when people show up to group runs with nothing, and you've got 10 people and no one has thought about bringing any type of safety gear. So
Yeah,
yeah,
I like the Knox gear.
yeah,
I used to be one of those like, well, I look like a dork, right?
yeah,
I'm not going to wear a safety vest. So I went through that phase of my life, and it's
yeah,
just stupid. I mean,
yeah.
you're right. No one cares. No one cares.
Oh, really quick. They also have now, you can, I don't remember the name. You have to look it up. I've got some. I should have brought it out for this podcast, but it's a stick. It's like a very small stick of deodorant, but it's a stick of reflective whatever. And you just like, if you're wearing shorts or if you're wearing a short sleeve. So obviously this is more for summer months when it's warmer outside. Never mind. I digress. We'll talk about this when we're talking about summer running
Well, I
tips.
need some of that because well, here's the deal. I run. I get crap from my running club all the time because I'm always in shorts even during cold weather.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool.
I don't put on pants usually until I wear shorts, but pants until the pants. It's funny. Uh, until like in the
Pants.
below 20 usually, and so they give
Okay.
me crap about it.
Well,
But
then, yeah, this stick you can just run. It's just like a really small stick of deodorant, but it is a reflective material that you just
I never saw that. That's cool.
yeah, it's really cool. I just recently discovered it. So when I ran across it, I was like, "Oh yeah,
Hell
this is
yeah,
good stuff."
I'm
Yeah.
down with that. I need to know what
Mhm.
that is. So
Yeah.
cool. All right. See, you learn something every day.
Yeah.
All
Okay.
right. What else? Okay. Other additional tips. Choose well lit routes. Streets with good lighting. You want to run against traffic, so always run. Like facing on the side where traffic is coming next to you, so they can see you.
Mhm.
Try to have a buddy system. Run with a partner, and just be mindful, especially if you're a female. Where you're out running, and follow those tips. Well lit routes, safe routes. Run with a
Yeah.
buddy. All those things. But yeah, I love running in the dark because it's kind of serene. It's usually
Uh-huh.
Oh, it's beautiful. It's fun.
You can't even see the hills coming. That's what I love about it. But I want to go back to what you just said when you're running. So, guys, proper physical exercise etiquette. If you are a runner, you need to run against traffic. You want to be facing oncoming traffic on the side of the road, not in the road. If you are a bicyclist, you are going with the flow of traffic. But just try to keep that in mind, and that way, when you're running, when it starts to lighten up, you can. I always try to make contact with whoever eye contact with the person driving the vehicle that's passing me because people are on their phone so much. But yeah, just remember, if you're running, you should be running facing on the side of the road that's facing oncoming traffic.
Yeah. Face the traffic.
Yeah.
Face the traffic. You don't want traffic coming up behind you because you can see them, they can see you easily.
Yeah.
It's just much better.
And these electric cars are so quiet. I mean, so quiet. I've had one come out of nowhere, and I'm just like, "Whoa, where did that come from?" Oh my goodness, because you can't hear them sometimes, you know?
And Christy Sexton, if you're listening, or anyone else, if you see your running friend running on the side of the road and you want to like express like your joy of seeing them, don't honk at them. Christy honked
Yeah,
at me one time right
yeah.
behind me. I went almost in a cardiac arrest. And there was a cop behind her, and he saw that, and he pulled her over, which was so freaking hilarious. Because the cop thought that, like, do you know that guy? Do you know that runner? She's like, yeah, I
Yeah,
know him. She's
yeah.
like, because you like literally, I jumped out of my skin.
That is funny. That is funny.
But
One thing that we didn't talk about, and I just wanna touch on really quick, is when it's cold and I'm outside running, it's hard for I'm not as thirsty. Even though I
mm,
sweat, I don't sweat as much, and I have to always, make sure that I'm drinking enough water because it's so easy for me to not consume enough water when it's
yeah,
really cold outside when I'm out there running. So just
yeah.
please keep your hydration at the forefront of your mind when you're out there running. Don't get into a situation to where you get dehydrated.
Yeah, because you're probably sipping all those pumpkin spice lattes throughout the day. You're not drinking enough water. You're
Yeah,
chronically dehydrated, and
yeah.
you can tell. I mean, you can tell when you use the restroom. Look, that's a good way of gauging. I've noticed myself. I got to be careful about making sure that I'm drinking enough water because it's just easy not to this time of
Yeah,
year. So excellent point.
yeah.
All right, tip number 3: warm up indoors.
Mm,
So do your dynamic warm up. We demonstrated that the other day with the lunge matrix and leg swings.
mhm.
But before you step outside, just do your warm up inside. It makes a big difference. It keeps you from it keeps that cold from feeling less shocking. Get your heart
Mhm.
rate up a little bit, and then hit the street. And that's it's a simple tactical tip, but the warm up helps you with injury prevention, helps you adapt to that cold easier, and
Yeah.
just like you said, it just kind of get your mind right before you jump right out. Because if you just go right outside and it just feels shocking and you're trying to warm up and I don't know,
Mhm.
it just takes the sting off of it just a little bit. So just a simple tip.
Yeah, yeah, and it reduces the risk of injury, um, good for you. Do it.
Absolutely. Tip number 5: find an accountability partner or a group. It's always better to suffer with friends, and
Mhm.
it'll just I don't know. It just helps you to have a shared experience, motivation, and support. Uh, I mean, this is good year round,
Yeah.
but even more so when you're just not feeling it, because this is the time of year where you're probably just not going to be as eager or as excited, and probably neither is your friend. But when you say, "Hey, you know what? I'm going to meet you tomorrow morning at 6 o'clock at the park," and you're going to be more apt to show up. Like the
Yep.
chances of you being there are going to increase significantly. And that it's that shared experience that fosters community and motivation and inspiration to see it through. I know the hardest part for me, I mean, the Tuesday, Thursday morning run, we do it up here in Columbia, and it's at 5:30 in the morning. And I'm not going to lie. I would prefer to run later in the day personally, but we like to get up and we always feel amazing when we do it. So,
Yeah.
Lacey is my initial accountability partner. And then we get there with the group and we meet up, and it's always the hardest part, getting out of bed, driving there. I'm just like, oh, every morning, like, and then we get going that first mile in, like, man, this feels great. And then I just love it, because we're done at 6:30. It's like, man, I just feel like I just conquered the world and the day just got started.
That's right.
And the sun's come up and I already did the hardest thing of the day, and it's awesome. But I always have, I mean, I'm an avid runner, and I feel that. So just know that
Mhm.
that's part of the process.
It is.
But do the hard thing anyway.
That's right. It's always better to do hard things with other people because you can suck together, and then you can just, it makes it better, makes it suck less.
Absolutely. So go find a group, and if you're someone that doesn't have a group, like just go on Facebook, go find your local running store, go on your local, like if you're a veteran, go find, go look up Team Red, White, and Blue. There's all sorts of groups out there.
Yeah.
So if you're kind of disconnected and maybe lonely, you don't have a group, just go. And yeah, you may not know the people there initially, but chances are that running group is there. I've never been to a running group that wasn't really welcoming.
Yeah.
Go contact your local running store, and there's groups everywhere.
Yep.
And go find your tribe. Get out of your comfort zone. Go find your people.
Yep.
And it doesn't matter. I would, especially for those that are like, you know what, I haven't ran in a while, or I've never ran before. They might be more apprehensive. Just go. The
Yep.
fastest runners typically are nice. We want to expand our tribe and community. We don't care that you haven't been running.
That's right.
So just get out there, find your people.
That's right.
All right, and then just mindset. So this is those are your 5 tips, but here's just some considerations about mindset. So running is 90% mental, and we talk about doing hard things, and doing hard things is having the discipline to get out there and do it anyway. And there's just something, I think we as humans are designed to be out in nature. And there's something magical about being out in the cold, being out in the dark, getting your heart rate up. And, the cold is where the mental aspect, that's where the challenge really lies, is getting out of your own head and just getting out there and doing it.
Yeah.
And just reminding yourself that, you know what, you're physically able and capable, and that, and find enjoyment in it. Like, instead of bemoaning like the suck factor of it, how can you flip the script and be like, you know what, I get to do this. This is what, like,
That's right.
if I say, like, I'm complaining about something, Lacey's like, you get to do this. And I'm like, hey, you're right. I get to do this.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And
Good
just
for
a
you,
reminder,
Lacey.
you know what? Like, this isn't so bad. This is awesome.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that would give anything to be able to do what I'm able to do right now.
That's right.
And so, yeah, that running against the cold, just it's just a battle of the mind, and just embrace it for what it is, and that's part
Yeah.
of the process.
Yeah.
And there's so many great aspects of it. So that's it. So I don't know what else are we. Anything else we want to hit today?
No,
Yeah.
I think we hit them all. We hit them all. We only went a little bit over, and we were able to get some really good information out there. Just, remember, guys, layer up, layer up, layer up. Make sure you're staying hydrated, make sure you're staying visible, and first and foremost, just get out there. Get out there and do it. Keep that commitment to yourself to do hard things. And this is
Absolutely.
just one way to do it.
Absolutely. Well, hey, how much time do you got? Are you up against the clock?
I'm not. I'm
Okay.
good.
So what we're going to do this week for our weekly winner, I looked at the hashtag. We're doing 12 days of Fitmas right now. And someone that has inspired me every day throughout this challenge is this gentleman right here. You see him? This is Eddie Gonzalez. And so, Eddie, you're our weekly winner. We're going to send you a shirt for doing hard things. And what I appreciate about Eddie is he's been showing up every day, but he was the very first one, and he's been doing 75 hard. He was the very first individual to post. It was like, I don't know, I think it was like 1 o'clock in the morning on the very first day that he got out there and got his first workout in. So, and that's him and his wife out there getting after it this Saturday. So,
Awesome.
Eddie, you are our weekly winner. And you know what? Because I'm feeling festive, I'm going to tee up one more. I've got one more. We're going to do 2 today. So, Eddie, hey, we appreciate you getting out there and getting after it. Keep doing hard things. And let me tee up one more.
And I'm so sorry. I thought I was muted, guys, and I just sneezed. I apologize.
Gross.
I know.
Where are your
I'm
manners?
so sorry. I thought I was muted, and I was like, I'm good. And I looked down, I was like, oh no, I'm not muted. I'm not muted.
We don't edit anything around here, so you get the full thing. And you know what?
Yeah.
That's one thing that we got a lot of great feedback on it. Like we're real raw and relevant. Like, this is real life here. So you're not gonna get anything polished up around here. So you get it all. You get it all. Hey, Angie, you got to stall for me for a second while I get this other one teed up.
All right. Okay. So let's see. Okay. So Jay was talking about neck gaiters. Another you can use a handkerchief. I've had friends cut sleeves off long sleeves, like a larger long sleeve shirt, and use that, throw it around your neck. There's different materials. There's cotton. There's um, I don't even know what this is, like some stretchy material. But neck gaiters are really good because you can pull them up. You can even, if you forget to wear a headband or a hat, you can even pull it up around your ears to keep your ears warm. And that's another thing. Keep your ears warm, guys. I know a lot of there's a lot of people that don't like to wear headbands because they feel restrictive. But junk bands is a really, and we're not um, what is it called? We're not
Affiliated.
affiliated with them, but junk bands, they last a long time. They don't fade, and you can get them pretty thick and throw them over your ears and really keep your ears warm. And then when you have that neck gaiter on, you can pull it up, keep your mouth and your nose warm, and you get that nice warm moisture air that you're breathing in and out, and that can take the edge off breathing in really cold air. Is when you pull that neck gaiter up and you're breathing through it. It actually it really does help. It may not be something you would think of, but it's good.
Junk bands. You've talked about those before. You're a big fan of those. All right, we're almost here. We're almost here. All right, so here we
Yes,
go.
I am. I'm a big fan. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
This is we're gonna do two. So sorry.
Yeah.
I should have been better
So
prepared.
we had Eddie Gonzalez. No, it's fine. It's fine. As you're getting that teed up, I think I cut myself off because I had to sneeze and blow my nose. But breathing in that cold air, a lot of people are like, oh, after they run out in the cold, they kind of feel like they've got a little cough. Oh, you got somebody else up there? Okay.
Here we go.
Let's go in
Boom.
that order.
This is Alicia Giles, and she's been getting after it with her family, which has been super cool to see her getting after it. So, Alicia, you're also a weekly spotlight winner. We're going to send you a shirt as well. So we appreciate you getting after it, being motivated, inspiring.
Yeah.
What I love about Alicia, like yesterday, it was like no holds barred. She's like, this rock sucked, but I did it anyway, and I got it in. And that's what it's all about. It's about doing hard things and showing up with consistency, having the discipline to do it anyway. You're better for it. And we just appreciate your transparency and just motivation with having your family out there. So we're going to send you a shirt as well. So we appreciate you. So that's it. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays. Go after it. Yeah. Hey, when you guys are out there doing these hard things that just are, you feel like are sucking the life out of you, just smile. Just remember to smile. Smile at somebody else. Spread those smiles and kindness. And see if you can just make a point. See if you can smile at somebody and see if get them to smile back at you. Like, I consider that a win every day. And sometimes I get somebody looking at me like, stop looking at me and smiling because you look like you're crazy. But I keep smiling anyway.
That creepy lady smiling at me.
I know. What's wrong with her?
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right, everyone. Well, hey, be good. As far as next week, we'll probably have a canned episode in the hopper because it will be Christmas Day, but we'll probably have something up there. And that's it. What can you expect going forward? We're going to keep doing this particular show. I'm actually doing I got a couple interviews lined up with some inspiring people, and I've got some race reports coming down the pike. So, yeah, just make sure you smash that subscribe button and go to Do Our Things Nation. Follow us there. Hey, Eddie's on there. Hey, good morning, Eddie. And Zanita.
All right, guys.
All right, that's it. We're out of here. Do hard things.
Do it.
Bye.